Hi, my name is Laura Dixon and I'm one of the lead speech and language therapists who work with children who stammer in our service.
Hello, my name is Beth Abbas and I'm one of the speech and language therapists that specialise in working with children who stammer in our service.
If you have noticed that your child has started to stammer, it can be a really worrying time. You want to make sure that you are responding to them and supporting them in the best way possible. It's important to know that parents and carers do not cause stammering, and also that for lots of children, going through a period of stammering when they're younger is a normal part of their development. You as a parent and other adults can be key in supporting your child with their talking. Whether your child is aware that they are stammering or is completely blissfully unaware, the following advice we've put together for you should be beneficial.
Try to avoid giving your child advice like stop, slow down or take your time. It can be really common for children who stammer to not actually be aware that they have bumps or stammers in their talking. And even if they are aware, sometimes advice like this can interrupt the flow of conversation and make children a little bit frustrated sometimes. It's completely understandable that we give this advice though, because we do know that when children slow down, they tend to be more fluent. The more helpful ways that you could support your child to do that is just to wait and give them the uninterrupted time to finish what they're going to say. A useful tip, if you'd like your child to slow down, is to speak to them in a slightly slower pace yourself. Children tend to pick up on this a little bit more and are more likely to get the message that they don't need to rush and slow down their talking.
When your child is talking, try to get down to their level and give them lots of good, natural eye contact. This shows them that they have your full attention and that they don't need to rush. When a child feels relaxed and as though they've got all the time in the world, they are more likely to get their words out smoothly. As well as getting down to their physical level, try and match their language level. This means using the same types of words and sentences that your child uses. So avoid long, complicated sentences and instead try to keep them short and simple. This gives your child far less to think about and makes talking a lot easier for them. Another way to make talking easier for them is to ask them just one question at a time and give them plenty of time to respond. A better way, if you can change a question into a comment, for example, instead of saying, "What have you drawn?" try something like, "That's a lovely picture." And your child will respond if they want to and they don't have the same level of pressure.
A really important thing for all children, but particularly for children who stammer or are going through a time where talking is a little bit tricky, is to keep up or build their confidence with their talking. You can help your child to keep their confidence up with their talking by giving them praise and positive encouragement about their communication skills. There's lots more to communication than just being fluent or smooth with speech. Giving your child praise and positive feedback about the amazing words that they use, their fantastic, clever ideas, or the way that they listen to their brother or sister can really help to keep their confidence up with their talking.
At times, if your child is really struggling with their talking, it can be beneficial to gently acknowledge this with them. Be encouraging and reassuring by saying something like, "That was a tricky word, that's okay, talking is really, really hard." But then encourage them to keep going. That can be a relief to some children to know that you've noticed it's hard for them, and also it normalises stammering and bumpy speech even more because you're able to talk about it rather than avoiding it.
It's really really typical in households that when we're all talking, we tend to overlap and interrupt one another. It can be really difficult for a child who stammers to compete for turns to talk. It might feel as though for them that they have to put a bit more pressure on themselves to speak quickly to try and get into the conversation, which can make talking a little bit more difficult. You can help this at home by supporting turn taking, reminding everyone to take their turn, wait and listen to the person who is talking. This can make the child who stammer feel like they can join in that conversation and there's no need to rush.
If you would like more support or advice, or to discuss a referral to speech and language therapy, please contact your local speech and language therapy service. For more information, you can also head to the British Stammering Association website, and the details of this are on the next page.